Welcome to part three. As I was leaving, I was going to say, like I said, there are many reasons why people follow certain politicians, and this is it. A lot of people see that Donald Trump is racist and that he says racist shit, but because their wallet for the last 4 years has been fat, they follow him, they believe him, and they will stick to that, regardless of the fact that he said racist shit. And same thing that I'll say again, because I call some black tokens Uncle Toms. I'm not taking it back, and I'm not sorry. You are what you are. If he's not man enough to apologize when he's wrong for the Central Park 5, then I don't have to be man enough to call the token black people Uncle Toms. And I've also been an Uncle Tom. I've never voted for anything but the Democratic Party. I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there. Alright? I didn't even know independents could be voted for until like 4 years ago. Had I known that, I probably wouldn't have voted for Clinton, but I really wanted Hillary Clinton to win. I lost. I can lose gracefully, no problem. And let's not forget that how deep into Hillary's emails and all this other stuff that got in there. And everything that Hillary did, every piece of dirt that she did, he dug up. That's not important. What's important is what I was going to say about the wallet and the token blacks and the Asians whose Asian he hasn't reached yet. Alright? Let's keep it real. Let's keep this shit real. Can you handle real? Can you handle real shit? Can you? Because if you can't, then I understand why you're mad and why you left me. And the point of the matter is, can you handle the shit? Because I'll tell you right now, when Hillary Clinton lost, everybody bitched and complained for probably 4 months? Maybe 3 months? I know it was a pretty long time. I bitched and complained for about 4 days, and then I just said, fuck it, let me adapt. Alright? And that's what I did. Which will happen again. If Trump wins tonight, I promise you, I will bitch and complain for probably about 4 days, and then I'll just be, fuck it, back to normal, with the exception of coronavirus. Okay? So, that'll be that. And for those who don't believe in coronavirus, wait till it hits you, and that'll be that, I do worry about the Roe versus Wade. I've made that abundantly clear that I worry about my nieces and my cousins and everybody on earth that's female getting raped and not being able to have an abortion because some asshole decided that abortion should be illegal. And I think that if you don't know a rape victim, then abortions being illegal should be the last thing on your mind. But most people don't care. Most people don't want to give the woman the right to choose. See, here's the thing about abortion, so hear me out, because we're all human. I don't support abortion as a means of birth control. They got fucking pills for that shit. But I support abortion as the woman's right to choose what to do with her body, because of the simple fact that if you get the statistics on how many women are raped every fucking day somewhere, you will understand why I support the woman's right to choose. That's it. I support the woman's right to choose what she has to do with her body, because a woman has the right to consent to us putting our penises inside them. But then there are some people out there who just don't believe that, and they want to Pepe Le Pew the fuck out of women and just take the ass. I'm gonna take that vagina. I'm gonna take that shit, bitch. You can bend over and I'm gonna take it. That's what's gonna happen, and there ain't gonna be nothing you can do about it. And you're gonna have my fucking baby because the government has decided that, guess what, bitch? You don't get a choice no fucking more. And so, to any woman who actually approves of Roe v. Wade getting turned down, I pray for your grandkids. I pray for your daughters. I pray for your sisters. I pray for you. I pray that you are never the victim of a fucking sex crime where now you have to carry this baby to term because, our religion says that we can't kill this baby even though we didn't want it in the first place because some asshole, black, white, or Asian man, decided he's gonna beat me in the head with a brick and stick his dick inside me and fuck me until he nuts, and then I'm gonna be pregnant by this bastard because the government, in the bills that I signed for, said I can't have an abortion now. You probably want to think that shit through. To each one of y'all who are watching this that is female, you might want to look out for your own. You might want to think about your daughters, your granddaughters, your nieces, your sisters, your cousins, anybody that has boobs and a vagina, you might want to think about what would happen if they become the victims of rapists. Because rapists are out there. We had a serial rapist here in Charlottesville. Oh yeah, I was accused of that shit. I'm 5'3". Our serial rapist was 6'4". We're not even the same skin tone. And I got hemmed up by ATF agents. So, yeah. You may want to consider that shit, because I'm pretty sure that any rape victim that's ever had to carry a rape baby to term has probably thought, well, damn, I wasn't planning on having any children until I got married and things like that. But because of our government and women not having the right to choose what to do with their bodies because some asshole decided, hey, let's turn over Roe versus Wade. Let's not give our young women, our future mothers, their choice to have a baby by somebody they love versus some asshole mugging them in the street. Because that, for some reason, sounds like a good idea to all you fucked up ass politicians and you assholes that are following these people who want Roe versus Wade overturned. But you're not thinking about, one day you may have a daughter. One day somebody might want your daughter's vagina. One day somebody might take something like this, only the real ones that are sharpened to a T, and go up to her neck and say, take off your clothes, bitch. Take off your fucking clothes or I'll cut your fucking throat. But let's do one better. They have a Glock to her head, and they say, take off your clothes, bitch. I'm taking that ass. And now she's pregnant. Oh, did I mention she might only be 10 years old? She might be 12 because those kids get molested by rapists and things like that. But you guys want to turn over Roe versus Wade and make a 10-year-old or 12-year-old carry a baby of some asshole who decided, oh, I'm going to rape this little girl. And there's nothing that anybody can do about it. My baby's going to exist while I'm sitting in jail for 15 to 20 years, and I got to be on the sexual registration list. But that little girl's got my baby because her government, our government of America, with the home of the brave, the land of the free, why I was free when I took that pussy. And she freely is forced to carry a rape baby to term. But I guess you religious fucks didn't think that maybe God didn't want that to happen. Oh, it had a heartbeat. So did the mother of the baby. She was well on her way to having a great life before some asshole decided to rape her. You see the humanity coming? Is it worth it? Is it? Is it worth it for you not to weigh the possible future of your daughters not being able to decide what to do with their bodies because they got date raped? Because that happens too. But y'all probably don't read about that while you're so entangled with Bush and Biden. Excuse me, Trump and Biden. While you're so entangled with, oh well, if you follow Biden, you're this, an extreme leftist. If you follow Bush, you're Bush. I'm sorry, something. I guess I'm thinking about Billy. If you follow Trump, you're extreme rightist. Well, here's this. I'm not a liberal or a conservative. If anything, I'm probably a moderate. I split down the middle because some of the lefts and rights have good ideas. However, they don't really benefit me. And they don't benefit young ladies that might possibly get raped. Like the voices you hear, my nieces. 9 and 10 years old and 6 years old. And I got a 3-year-old niece. I got two 2-year-old nieces. I got great nieces that are 1 or 2 years old. And they're not going to have a choice if they accidentally get raped. Because rape is not something that purposely fucking happens. A woman walking down the street and get mugged and get raped. That's not something that she has a sign on her back that blinks, rape me, rape me, rape me. No woman on her right damn mind on her worst motherfucking day wants to get fucking raped and have to carry a rape baby to term. That's my thoughts on that. But I'm sure while you're all supporting Trump on the get rid of Roe versus Wade thing, this is how this works, see. He has money. He can take care of his kids. And his kids have protection, And now that he's been the president, it's stated in the presidential contract that once you become the president, you get Secret Service to protect you for the rest of your fucking life. And your family. But what happens if one of those Secret Service men decide, hey, I'm going to rape his kid? Nope. Guess we didn't think that all the way through, did we? Because most people, still a cool fact, are raped by people that they fucking know. Guess you guys didn't think that over. But you guys are so enamored of let's getting Roe versus Wade turned over. Let's get rid of that shit. And the day that y'all get rid of that shit, if each and every one of you politicians have a child that's female that gets raped, I'm sorry, but you deserve that shit. You deserve that shit because you're going to make it difficult for that shit to happen when a normal person gets raped, because rape is the most unreported crime on the fucking planet. And a lot of babies are created out of rape. So like I said, I don't support abortion as a means of birth control. But I do support the woman's right to choose how her destiny plays out in case she gets fucking raped. I am a man. I have 5 sisters. Some of my sisters have daughters who also have daughters. I have a sister who has 3 daughters who will probably one day have daughters. I have a sister that has 2 daughters, and one of her daughters has 2 daughters who will possibly have a good life as long as they have the freedom to choose how their life goes. I have a few female cousins that have daughters who will possibly have a good life as long as no psycho sick son of a bitch comes along and hits them in the head with a fucking brick and rapes them and the government forces them to not have an abortion. But we're not worried about people of color getting raped and hurt, are we? We want to keep having them have babies so that we can keep locking their black asses up in the system. Because no one's thinking that far ahead, are they? But James is thinking that far ahead, and you're shunning me for not wanting to follow a racist-ass president. Hey, thanks. Like I said, I will give you the whole 1,000, and you're not going to like the whole 1,000 because rape is a thing that I learned about in one of my classes while studying for police science and criminal justice. And I have my criminal justice certificate, by the way. It's over there somewhere. But thinking about this shit, y'all don't take deep dives. I do. And when you think about the ladies, I don't give a flying fuck. I'm going to say this because it needs to be said. Any lady who thinks that a woman, any woman, including themselves, don't have the right to choose what happens to their body should be shot. I said it. You should be shot. I'm sorry. Because you're not looking out for other ladies. You're looking out for yourself. Now, if you're old and you can't get pregnant, then you need to worry about the ones that can get pregnant. If you're young and barren and the doctors told you that something happened to you as a child so that you can't produce viable eggs, you still need to think about the women who can. Because rape is not a fucking game. It's not a fucking joke. Now, there have been rumors of women raping men and getting pregnant. That should also work against them too. But 9 times out of 10, it's not going to go reported. Just like the regular rapes are not going to go reported. And why is that? Because of shame. And because the government is going to call the women's bitches and whores and sluts. And they're going to look into their sexual past and throw that shit up in their face. I don't give a fuck if a woman fucks for a living. She still has the right to say no. And if she says no and you keep going, you're fucking raping her. Which means you're committing a fucking crime. Oh yeah, well, Your Honor, she's a prostitute for a living. I paid her $5,000 to have one night with her. Is this true, ma'am? Yes. Did he pay you? Yes. And did you say no? Yes. Well, 9 times out of 10, the judge is probably going to go with, she said no. And he'll say, but I paid her. And it'll be a fight that will last for like 5 damn years. It's like, is paying a prostitute and not getting your money's worth after giving her money a crime? Logic's going to say, fuck yes, it's a crime, because rape is rape no matter how you look at it. But the court system is kind of funky and twisted. Which is why I said any woman who believes that you should overturn Roe v. Wade should be shot. Because most people who are victims of rape aren't walking around with flashlights and bells saying, rape me, here I am, let me spread it open and you can dim sim. No woman on earth wants to be raped. Fetish porn maybe, but that's their job. It's fetish porn. But normal women, just walking down the street trying to go home or trying to go to the grocery store, ain't none of those rape victims from let's go further back. From 1803. No, let's go further back. From 1492. None of those women that were raped on the way to this country, or in this country, ever said that rape was something that they wanted while they were on a sailboat trying to get here. Yeah, indentured servants were raped on the way over here. And most of those indentured servants, sadly, were white women. So think about that shit. Back then, they didn't even fucking have abortions. If you got knocked up and you were 14, guess what, buddy? Indentured servants having your baby. Nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. But somehow or another, y'all think that turning over Roe versus Wade is going to be a good thing. Shame on you all. And you're going to use religion as a crutch. But I don't think there's any place in the Bible where the good Lord or Jesus Christ himself said, hey, go rape that woman over there. Yeah, that woman right there. Yeah, there was a prostitute in the Bible who was giving it up and getting paid for it. That was her. But she wasn't asked to be raped. No woman in her right mind, with the exception of fetish porn, is asking to be raped. And I know you're thinking, what the fuck does this have to do with the first two videos? I'm getting there right now. Because I believe I asked y'all if it was worth it in the first video, in the second video. And now I'm asking you again, is it worth it? Because the whole point of the president getting that lady in, whether he wins or not, is to overturn Roe v. Wade. So that your daughters, if you have them, can't get an abortion, even if they get raped. Do you know what Roe v. Wade is? Do you read it? Do you think about it? Because these politicians do. On a daily basis, they don't think about that little voice that I just heard, my niece, who's like 6. They don't think about her future in the next 10 years when she'll be 16 and she could be a scholar at a university and just walking through. Here's her beautiful, perfect shape. She's walking to class. She has her little glasses on. She has a little briefcase. She's just walking to class. You know, she's class is 15 blocks from her dorm. She gets to class. Everything's cool. She puts out her books, you know. She's doing her class work. She's getting through. She's getting straight A students. She goes home 2 blocks from her house. No, let's keep it real. Not 2 blocks. Her doorstep. She gets the keys in there. Hallway looks barren. Don't see anybody. Don't have a rape whistle on because she's been doing this for like 6 weeks. Nothing's ever happened. She heard about the rape 3 blocks away, so she's not worried because she's not thinking that this shit could be her grandstand. She's got her books. She gets a key open. She puts her backpack in. And as soon as that backpack touches the floor, some jackass, before she can shut the door, shoves her in there and body slams her and forces himself on her. That's a scenario that I hope never happens. But with Roe v. Wade being overturned, that shit could happen. And who wants to turn Roe v. Wade? The goddamn Republicans. I'm sorry, not all of them, but the majority are strong believers in, let's get rid of Roe v. Wade. And your president, the one that you guys are following it, that you're praying is going to win tomorrow, that I'm praying is going to lose tomorrow, wants that shit overturned. And you know why? Because people who have money don't mind having more kids than they can afford to fucking support. Because they have money and they can afford to fucking support them. Where poor people, minorities, and poverty-stricken people don't have that luxury. And just in case you don't understand why I said that, if you look at rich girls, they have makeup so they look exceptional. But have you ever seen a very, very pretty poor girl that doesn't have money? Yeah, you have. Some of them become very famous. But just think about how their life would have turned out if they had been raped before they became celebrities. Even some celebrities have told people that they have been raped. Lady Gaga admitted that she was being raped. Or that she had been raped. I don't know how that shit works, but I know something about her being raped. I read about the shit. My books are about to fall. Had to fix it. But are you thinking about that shit? while you're sitting down talking about Roe v. Wade. No, you're not. Lots of movies make movies about rape victims. Lifetime makes movie about rape victims. Other shows make movie about rape victims. There have been movies about rape victims who killed their rapist. I Spit on Your Grave, best example ever. And she was gang raped. But she didn't get pregnant, but she did kill the fuck out of those guys, and they deserved it. The remake, just as good, and they deserved it. Part 2, just as good, and they deserved it. Part 3, just as good as they deserved it. But the reality of rape is far worse than the movies. Because one in 10% of rape victims are raped by somebody that they know. Crazy uncle, big brother, cousin, their own father, grandfather, somewhere in there. And that's like 40%. Actually, it's higher. It's 70%. The other 30% is stranger rape. Let me redo that because I think I'm wrong. So let's recall it. Let's do it in threes. All right. So 30% of rape victims are raped by people they know, not including acquaintance rape. All right, because that shit happens more in college than grade school and shit like that. So let's say 45%, and then let's say another 45% are acquaintance rapes. That would include date rape, college rape, sporting events rapes, going to concerts together rapes, those kind of things. All right, and then that last 10%. So you have 45 plus 45. That's 80, 90%. That last 10% is stranger rape. Women who were walking to their dorm. Women who were going out from the bar, and the bar is like half a block home, and they get hit in the head and they get raped in the streets. A lot of the things that you find on Silk Stockings, or a lot of the things you find on Law and Order SVU, those kind of rapes. That's the 10% percentile. But the majority of rapes generally happen by someone that women know. And again, I ask you, is it worth it? Because we're fighting over the presidency, over a president who has two beautiful daughters, who have daughters. And not once has it crossed his mind that maybe when he's not here, when he can no longer spend money to protect his family, that some asshole might sneak in and rape them. He's not thinking like that. But I think like that. When you hear these nieces of mine talking, I try to lead them down a straight path. I try to teach them so that, you know, if they don't want to learn Kung Fu, they at least need to know how to fight. Because you don't know anybody when you walk out that fucking front door of your house. Especially when you are a little girl. Little girls are victimized more than little boys. Most little boys will either get killed after being molested or be found somewhere nude in a corner. Most little girls, they don't kill them after they rape them. They keep them, and they continue to rape them. And now with sex trafficking, they let other people rape them while they make money. Roe v. Wade. Are you thinking about it now? Because to me, it doesn't seem like it's worth it to have some asshole be in charge of my daughter's body if I live long enough to have a daughter. Or if I get married and I'm on a job in another country making a movie and my wife's at home. And somebody breaks into her house and rapes my wife while I'm not there. And she can't have an abortion because the government says she doesn't have that option even though she was raped. Even though it was filmed on one of our Ring cameras that's in the house. But still, she won't have that choice. Again, I ask you, is it worth it? You don't have to like my videos. You don't have to stay if you're not a Trump supporter. You don't have to stay if you are a Trump supporter. I'm not going to be mad, but you're always welcome back. But understand this. When I drop something on here, it's not meant to hurt you. Friend, follower, family. It's not meant to hurt you. It's meant to inform you. And like I said, a lot of people can't handle the truth. There are issues with the truth that I can't actually handle. But as much as I can't handle them, I'd rather you tell me to my face than stab me in the back. Understand where I'm going with that? So ask yourself, when you're watching these 3 videos? Is it worth it? Is it worth having people threaten you if you don't vote for this guy? Is it worth losing your life for threatening someone? Because that is a felony for trying to vote or threaten somebody to influence them to vote for someone else. Damn it. Clearly the hair was in my mouth. Is it worth it to lose everything you have over a man who's going to run a country for 4 years, could care 2 shits if you live or die, and keeps telling y'all that the coronavirus isn't real? Hey, to each their own. I will say this. I'm going to honor my country. I'll never serve a fucking racist. You guys don't have to like me. You don't have to stay. I'm glad for the 101 person that is here. And if I have offended anybody here who is a Trump fan, I'm sorry. But I can pull up my videos and I can tell you right now, if the computer works. Nice castle. Yes, I like it. I'll get off my screen. I can pull up my videos. I have 102 followers. Let's see if I go to the home. Each one of my videos, I can scroll down and I can tell you that every one of my videos has the word no views. No views. I can hit this arrow and go over here. One video has 1 view for my WTF is up with this snack pack. That's it. Every other video, I got 1 video that has 7 views from people that I need to answer. And it's about Trump. I'm pretty sure all of those people are pissed. Or it's all one guy. But here's the thing. I didn't make this video to piss you guys off. I made this video so that you'll understand where I'm coming from. That if I'm saying something, I have looked into that shit. I'm going to make one last video that doesn't have anything to do with races. But I also made a video of comparing black supremacist Umar Johnson to Donald Trump. And I'm going to remake that video in a few minutes. Thanks for watching.